Welcome to Animal DNA, our extraordinary expedition through the animal kingdom. We'll explore the unique traits and characteristics of animals of all kinds, how species relate to one another, and ways in which they survive and thrive in their diverse environments around the planet. And so our journey begins. Today, we'll pull out our magnifying glass and take a closer look at some animals known as hymenopterans. You know them better as insects. The order Hymenoptera includes well-known insects such as ants, wasps, and bees. It is one of the largest orders of insects. Let's start our march of the Hymenoptera with ants. There are millions of ants worldwide, belonging to the approximately 20,000 recorded species. They can be found all over the world except in Antarctica. These tiny insects are capable of surviving in almost any habitat. Ants come in a range of sizes, with individuals ranging from 0.07 inches to 1 inch, depending on their species. Their bodies consist of a head with antennae and mouthparts adapted for chewing, a mesosoma or thorax, which includes the first abdominal segment, and the metasoma, which includes the final abdominal segment. Ants are known for their organizational structure. Colonies of worker ants carry out defined tasks and are centered around a queen ant. In most colonies, there is only one queen, although in some species, there may be up to 3. Ants are highly social and organized. They share the workload, but each individual has a specific function to ensure the welfare of the colony. Ant colonies can contain upwards of 10,000 members. Sometimes colonies are so abundant, they can become a difficult-to-control pest. They live in ant nests, which can be found underground, in trees, under rocks, in the walls of buildings, or even in something as small as an acorn. Ant hills are the result of underground nests that are built up by worker ants depositing dirt outside of the nest's entrance. Lifespans vary by species, but most only live a few months, with a few capable of surviving up to a year. Most species feed on fruits, flowers, and plants, though some carnivorous species consume dead insects, such as flies and cockroaches. Ants are very protective of their homes, never allowing ants from other colonies to enter. In fact, there are some poisonous species that defend themselves through bites that can actually be lethal to some animals. Poisonous ants include bullet ants, which can be found in countries like Nicaragua, Paraguay, Venezuela, Brazil, and Honduras. Their name comes from the pain caused by their bite, which is generally considered 30 times worse than a wasp sting. These little creatures pack a serious punch. Myrmecia, or bulldog ants, can be found in Australia and New Caledonia. Their jaws are yellow, and their bodies have reddish and brown tones. They possess a potent venom that can cause a skin burn so intense it can leave a permanent mark. Black fire ants, or Solenopsis rictori, are black with a reddish hue. They exhibit extremely aggressive behavior, though they don't usually attack humans unless they feel threatened. Their bite is strong, venomous, and can cause persistent pain, similar to that of a wasp's sting. African ants, like the Megaponera analis, are among the most dangerous ant species in the world. They live in Senegal, Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, and Togo. They have a stinger and triangular jaws capable of piercing human skin. Their neurotoxic venom is so powerful it paralyzes their victims. On the other end of the spectrum, thankfully, house ants are typically harmless. Their bites usually aren't cause for concern. Now let's take a look at some of the most prevalent ant species in the world. Carpenter ants can be found in the Americas, Europe, and Africa. They build their nests in tree trunks, and as colonies expand, they can cause major damage to structures and wreak havoc on the environment. Their colors vary from black to red to yellow to dark brown. They usually prefer to hole up in rotten wood because it provides the perfect amount of humidity and heat to make their nests. However, they do not eat wood. Their diet consists of dead insects, plants, flowers, fruits, meat, and fat. Argentine ants, or Linepithema humuli, are endemic to Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. However, they can be found in many other countries as a result of human action. They are considered pests and especially aggressive, battling for control over territory that can cover a large area. In their quest for territory, they can kill off native species, causing changes in the ecosystem. We'll be right back with more Animal DNA. Welcome back to Animal DNA. Let's see if you can answer this trivia question. How many species of leafcutter ants exist? A. 5, B. 10, C. 20, D. More than 40. If you answered D, more than 40, you are correct. There are more than 40 leafcutter ant species, all endemic to South and Central America, Mexico, and the southern United States. They are characterized by their complex social organization. Their colonies are divided into different classes, or castes. The queen, the soldiers, the foragers or workers, and the gardeners. In a leafcutter colony, each group has a specific objective to fulfill. The queen searches for nests and is in charge of reproduction. Soldiers protect the colony from external threats. Foragers, or workers, dig the tunnels and search for food. And the gardeners help with the cultivation of fungi, larvae, and developing eggs. Leafcutter ants are aptly named, as they are known for their leaf-munching ways. To humans, these ants are considered pests, as they can attack various crops such as coffee, corn, and sugarcane, which can cause major economic damage for farmers. Odorous house ants, native to the United States, are also known as sugar ants or coconut ants because they give off a strong odor when crushed. They make their homes under stones, logs, debris, or even cracks in the walls and floors. They're constantly on the hunt for food and forage anytime, day or night. Their diet consists of fruits, insects, and nectar. These house ants can also easily become pests if the spread of colonies is not controlled. Redwood ants, or Formica rufa, also known as European red ants, are very common in Europe. They create large colonies in the forests where they live. They have an omnivorous diet, feeding on invertebrates, fungi, and vegetables. Harvester ants, or Mesobarbarus, can be found in Spain, Italy, France, and Morocco. They build their nests on the ground and feed on grains, hence their name. These ants are particularly noted for their hygiene, as they are constantly cleaning themselves and their nests. From earthbound ants, let's turn to the sky and learn about another hymenopteran, wasps. These pesky insects belong to the Vespidae family. Like ants, wasps are generally social creatures, though some species prefer solitude. One defining characteristic of wasps is that the area that divides the thorax from the abdomen narrows considerably. They also stand out for having a stinger that they can use more than once. Wasps nest in mud or plant fibers on the ground, in trees, as well as in roofs and walls in urban areas. There are several subfamilies of wasps. Potter wasps, or Eumeninae, consists of nearly 200 genera and includes most species of wasps. They are named after some species in the group that have a penchant for building nests out of mud that resemble pots. They also can make nests in holes in the ground, wood, or out of other abandoned nests. Most of these wasps are solitary and are usually black or brown with contrasting patterns, such as yellow or orange. They can fold their wings longitudinally, meaning up and down, like most vespids. They feed on caterpillars or bee larvae, and also consume nectar from flowers, which gives them energy to fly. Pollen wasps, or Marsarenae, feed on, you guessed it, pollen, as well as flower nectar. Their diet sets them apart from other wasps, as cannibalism is a common denominator in most wasp species. Some tropical and subtropical wasps are known to live in colonies. Their coloring is dark with contrasting light shades of red, white, or yellow. They have rod-shaped antennae and live in mud nests or holes in the ground. They can be found in South Africa, North America, and South America in desert regions. Palestine wasps are a subfamily of Vespidae that live in tropical and subtropical climates and are socially organized in castes, like ants. Wasps have a narrow abdomen, and males are known to have curved antennae. The queen females are similar in size to the workers, which is rare since the queen of a colony is usually much larger. Some wasps in the Brachygastra and the Polybia genus are known for their unique ability to produce honey. The subfamily of Vespinae wasps contains the largest and most well-known socially organized wasps, like true hornets and yellow jackets. Some of these species live in colonies. Others are parasitic and deposit their eggs in the nests of other insects. These wasps have a more developed sense of socialization than even the Palestine wasps. Hornets are known for being more robust than other wasps. They belong to the Vespa group, which includes 22 species that inhabit tropical and temperate Asia, Europe, and North Africa. They are omnivorous, generally feeding on tree sap, but are also skilled predators. They can kill flies, bees, and other insects. Worker hornets defend themselves with their stingers. These insects do not attack humans unless it is to defend themselves. Some people may be allergic to their venom. Best to observe from a distance either way. Among the best-known hornets are the European hornet, or Vespa crabro, the yellow Japanese hornet, or Vespa similima, and the much-feared giant Asian hornet, or Vespa mandarinia. Their nests, which can be found in trees or underground, appear to be made of paper formed by chewed wood fiber. These insects buzz about every continent, except Antarctica. They feed on insects and sometimes dead animals. Some species invade the nests of other species, kill the queen of the colony, and then force the workers to care for their young. A hostile takeover, to be sure. We'll be right back with more Animal DNA. Welcome back to Animal DNA. Let's see if you can answer this trivia question. Do some wasps hibernate? If you answered true, you are right. Now let's turn our attention to a group of hymenopterans that are often confused with wasps and get a bad rap because they can sting. We're talking about bees. Bees are actually an incredibly important player in our ecosystems. They are known for their stingers, but in reality, they are not aggressive animals and only really sting when they feel threatened. Among one of the best known species of bees are honeybees. They are named after their ability to produce honey from flower nectar. Nectar is an aromatic and sweet substance formed by natural sugars in a flower. Bees suck out nectar and transport it to their hives where they regurgitate. The regurgitated nectar, mixed with their enzymes, is the magic recipe for honey. Newly formed honey is deposited in cells of the honeycomb, where the fermentation and drying process begins. These cells, which together form the honeycomb, are also used to incubate eggs and protect the colony's young. Bees are members of the superfamily Apoidea. There are around 4,000 species of bees distributed throughout the world. Most species have an orderly caste organization consisting of a queen bee, hundreds of worker bees, and a few male drones who all work together in harmony. The average size of worker bees is approximately 0.6 to 0.8 inches. Queens and males are a little larger. Bees live in hives made of honeycomb and propolis, which is a substance from tree buds. They usually build their hives in tree trunks, wood, pottery, straw, or underground. Bees go through 4 stages of growth: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Fertilized eggs become female workers, while unfertilized eggs are males. When a hive wants to replace a non-productive queen bee, or when she dies, female workers choose larvae less than 3 days old. Once the larvae are selected, the workers will take care of them until they hatch. Then, the fight to decide which one becomes the queen bee takes place. Only the strongest will survive. Some of the best-known bee families include the Andrenidae family, which consists of solitary, ground-dwelling bee species. They can be found all over the world, except in Oceania. They have 2 subantennas surrounding the main antennae. They feed on the nectar of certain flowers. The Apidae family includes a great variety of species with diverse characteristics. Various species engage in different organizational dynamics in the hive. Some form castes, while others have more solitary habits. Some bees in this family become parasites of the nests of other species. In some colonies, more than 2 queens coexist and perform the same functions. They also nest on the ground or in tree trunks. And in urban areas, they can build honeycombs on walls or electric poles. The Colonidae family of bees are sometimes referred to as plasterer bees, as they coat the inside of their honeycombs with a secretion from a gland in their abdomen, which becomes transparent and impermeable to oxygen. Species are generally solitary and can be found throughout the southern hemisphere, including Australia. The Halictidae family is the second largest family of bees. It contains species with diverse social organizations. Some are solitary, others are semi-social, where colonies include bees of only one generation. Bees are extremely important members of any ecosystem. They are responsible for the pollination of thousands of plant species, as they suck nectar and land from flower to flower. Thanks to this process, plants are able to reproduce and survive. The majority of top human food crops, which supply the world's nutrition, are pollinated by bees. Sadly, bees are dying off at an alarming rate from a combination of factors: habitat loss, air pollution, and pesticides among them. Major efforts are underway to protect and preserve these incredibly valuable contributors to the health of our own species. And with that, our journey has come to an end. See you next time on Animal DNA, where we humans decode all the secrets of our friends in the animal kingdom to learn more about them and a little bit more about ourselves, too.